This was one of the fastest Race to the Suns I've ever seen in my life. It was faster than my paycheck on payday. It was out in an instant. And let's get started from the beginning. The route changed. It was a little bit thicker sand, turnings a little bit, coming into a corner, really going arse over tit, as one were to say. However, I did think at the start of the day that this route would suit Travis Steadman. I was looking at him to put off the W. However, Mark Pritson and Jaden Turlow, for me, were the three that were really in the mix. I think all three of them were definitely going to be fighting for the win. The weather was fantastic, but I did not see anything from the start to halfway because I was obviously handing bottles over and I had my two riders come in exactly the same time. Check this, as they came in, I handed off 1, 2, and with the awesome Philip Base and Christian Klopper, we got our guys in and out there faster than they did. So for me, that is a massive win in terms of manager, because this essentially is my first gravel / mountain bike handover. So give me a little bit of something at least. But Mark Pritson was already about a minute 20 in front of that chase pack. They were trying hard to chase it back. I'm going to be honest with you. The problem is I sat at the halfway mark when he passed, and when my riders passed and I did the changeover, I said, this is dangerous. The managers I spoke to said to me, you are speaking rubbish. I have not heard so much rubbish when I open the Sunday Times that is coming out of your mouth right now. I promise you, if you give this China 1 minute, he will take 3. And once he has 3, he will make sure he gets 7th heaven on your ass, which is exactly what he did. No one really realized and undertakes how strong these elites are. And the problem is, you're not saying that he's over and above. What you're saying is the mental fortitude of when you put in 1 minute to 3 minutes. It's a totally different ball game. The problem is the race also closes down. So when that race starts to close down, the mental fortitude you need to carry on becomes not easier, but you're like, I'm almost there. And as for the riders behind you sucking wheels 3 minutes behind, they think, well, we're losing a little bit of kilometers now. We can't get there. It's going to be a while. I'm not too sure. And that's when sort of fate hits and you realize, I can't do it. And I'm not taking anything away from this field. You look down this field, Mark Pritson, #1 ride of the day. You can say Jan Vital, who's 146 in the shade, had an incredible ride. 100% he did. Awesome sprint off with Jaco van Dijk. Looks great. From what I can see, 10th place, Christian Klopper didn't do epic. Other than that, everyone else did epic. This field was incredible. This field was packed. Now that begs the question, would Mbuko have let Mark go? Did the field let him go? Did they try and think he was coming back? He was in 100+ kilometer breakaway. What happened? I would love to know, but I know that it was a fast race. The guys are pushing 34 kilometers average on gravel, and in portions of those race, thick sand as well. It was not a route that you could play around with and say, we will catch him. It's not a rider that you can play around with and say, we'll catch him. But what we can do is say, flippin' well done. This was a fantastic turnout. It was a fantastic route. And I think the results really do speak for themselves. Those epic boys are playing this field right now. And the roadies that came to play, they did a good job in my opinion. Some of them haven't gotten on a gravel bike. Some of them haven't gotten on a mountain bike. And they come in there swinging with the big dogs. Race to the Sun, well done.